Hello again, everyone. So, hopefully you all did well on that second exam. Now we're going to move on into our third unit, which is, even though it covers 2 chapters, our shortest unit of the semester, I believe. It's pretty quick turnaround in here, starting with Chapter 9. Where Chapter 9 is pretty basic stuff, in my opinion. It's talking about measurements. 9.1, we're looking at measurements in terms of length and some comparisons between the metric and English or imperial systems, as well as a thing called dimensional analysis, which is a very fancy way of saying unit conversion. We're just converting units between different schemes and different values for what we might be looking for. Then in 9.2, we're going to talk a bit about surface area and volume, as well as the things in there with capacity, the amount of space, the amount of fluid, the amount of stuff that an object can take up, again, in terms of dimensional analysis, in terms of metric units, in terms of English units, and then we do the whole thing over again a third time in 9.3, where in there we're going to be talking about weights, masses, and temperatures. So we're going to get introduced to a whole bunch of different units here, some really basic conversions between our various pieces, and a lot of little fractions to chase around. This week, pretty basic stuff we have to get done here, so pretty basic slate of assignments. We've got our worksheet to get us set on these things. We have our MyLab deadlines for next week to keep practicing with these things. We also have that feedback survey I gave you guys is due at the end of this week, and then we've got a pre-assessment for next week. Standard, it's pretty straightforward stuff if I do say so myself. The formulas at the very least are a lot nicer than we saw in Chapter 8. And then the week after that, we're going to be jumping ahead to Chapter 13 to talk about voting. But first, let's look at these measurements.